Hi students, previous day I discussed about the settlement, land revenue settlements. Today I will discuss the commercialization of agriculture. Commercialization of agriculture is a phenomenon where agriculture is governed by commercial consideration, that is, certain specialized crops began to be grown not for consumption in village but for sale in national and even in international market. Commercialization of agriculture in India began during the British rule. The British preferred these commercial crops for these reasons. These were more remunerative than food grains. These could cater to a wider market and their price per kilogram or per cubic meter was high. Popular commercial crops in demand included opium and indigo. Now, the opium. After 1765, the company appointed contractors to produce opium in Bengal and fixed its price. This price was set as low as possible so that it would yield a large profit to the state. The development of opium as a commercial crop fulfilled two objectives. It yielded huge revenue in India. It also created a channel for the remittance of that income to London. Now comes indigo. Indigo, a blue dyed extract from a tropical plant used to color textiles, was in demand in Britain. European indigo planters forced Indian peasants to cultivate the plant on their lands and deliver it to the factory at a fixed price. And for that, the condition of the cultivator was worsened, and so much that they often refused to work to the plant, that crop. The suffering of the cultivators evoked generally sympathy among all classes of the Indians. So, after that, an organized movement against the oppression of the planters was headed by Bishnu Charan Biswas and Digambar Biswas from the village of Chaugacha in the district of Nadia. Next comes sugar. In the 1830s, the indigo planters suffered because of fall in the prices and sale. They then began to invest in the production of sugar for the London market, where import duties had been reduced and demand was rising. Now, plight of the peasants. With commercialization of agriculture, a new set of dangers appeared. If there was a fall in production or crop failure, the peasants were in danger of losing their land. They were forced to work as landless laborers. A number of peasants' outbreak and revolts took place in the 19th century, but these revolts were not organized. In the 20th century, the movement of the peasants were better organized, and after then that, they received support from the political groups and helped the strengthening the national movement. Next come the leadership provided by Kisan Sabhas. Kisan Sabhas were organized in every province in the 1930s. Most of them owed allegiance to the All India Congress, though some of them developed links with other political parties. Now, what is the impact of the colonial agrarian policy? It is land became a sellable property. The system of paying revenue within the specified time compelled many small peasants and landholders to mortgage or to dispose of their property. When the peasants failed to pay land revenue, the government put up their land for sale to collect the arrears of the revenue. The policies followed by the British only led to the impoverishment of the peasantry. The benefits of commercialization were raped by the British while the Indian peasants suffered. This oppressive system continued almost till the end of British rule. Now, thank you.